Hello everyone and welcome back to SISYA CLASS YouTube channel. Today we'll be studying percentages as our maths foundation series, right? We'll be talking about what percentage is, percentage increase, percentage decrease, how do you calculate it, right? Let me introduce myself. I am Pawan Yashwant. I'm a maths expert teacher with 5+ years of experience in which I have taught over 20,000 plus students. I'm a graduate of Geetham, Visakhapatnam. Right guys, let us talk what percentage is. Let us break this word, percent. It literally means by 100. What does percentage talk about? It talks about a part of a fraction as a whole, considering the whole is 100 Nana. Let us take a basket, right? This basket has a total of 50 fruits. The total we consider it as 100%, right? Let there be any number of fruits. If it's a total, let it be 150, 200, any number of total, we would take it as 100%. Now, if we take half of it, half of 25 would be, half of 50 would be 25. So this would be 50% of the basket. Right? You understood, right? It's representing a part of a fraction when the whole is 100. Right? Now, a percentage represents a part of a whole expressed as a fraction out of 100. Right? This means that percentages are a specific type of ratio. Percentages are a specific type of ratio. No, this is not directly in the syllabus. We use a foundation series, right? We are teaching you the foundation basics, right? So, it's a specific type of ratio where the denominator is always 100. Denominator is always 100. Now, let's continue. Now, let's solve a question. A student scores 10 marks out of maximum 30 marks. His marks can be denoted in percentages as, look, he got 10 marks. Max marks is 30. Now, to find out the percentage of marks he received, we are gonna divide both of them. Marks obtained upon total marks into 100 Nana, into 100. So he'd be getting 10 upon 30 into 100. If I cancel, it will be 100 upon 3. Right? This should be 33.33%. We are calculating the marks in percentages. Right? We have divided the marks obtained upon total marks into 100 and we have received 33.33% of marks. Right? Now, this is an important concept of absolute value. Let me take an example, right? The gold rate, let us assume the gold rate yesterday was 20,000, right? And today it has gone up to 25,000. You see the increase, this increase is called the absolute value. The difference between today's value and tomorrow's value is given by absolute value, concept of absolute value change. The absolute value change in percentage refers to the direct change in the value. It is calculated by taking the absolute difference between the new and old values. Like I have said, today and tomorrow. If you find the difference between tomorrow and today, that's the absolute value change. This is one of the concept. Now coming to percentage change, concept of percentage. If you want to know how much percentage increased from yesterday and today of the gold. See, yesterday the rate was, let's assume 20,000 and today it has gone up to 25,000. If you want to know how much percentage increase happened, how much percentage increase or decrease happened, it is given by concept of percentage change. How much percentage value increased or decreased compared to its original value. It's nothing but the difference between these two and divided by original value, which is 20,000 into 100 will give us the percentage change, right? Let's continue. Now let's solve this question. Population of a town changed from 65,200 in 2007 to 62,000 in 2010. Find the change, absolute and relative change. Let us find the change, right? 2017, the population was 65,200. Okay, in 2010 it was 62,000. Now change, let us calculate change. Change is nothing but the difference between these two. Now we have 62,000. Earlier we had 65,200. Right? The change is minus 3 to 32, 3,200. Right? So if I minus 2 is 3, 2 and 0. Got it? 3,200 is the change, Nana. Now coming to absolute change. Absolute change. This is given by module. This is a positive. This is just talks about the difference. It doesn't consider positive or negative. So this is 3,200. Right? Now finally coming to relative change. How can we do it? If we subtract the original value from the present value and divide it with the original value and multiply it to the 100, we'll get the percentage relative change. Got it? This should be 65,200 minus 62,000 upon the original was 65 into 100. It's nothing but 3,200 upon 65,200 into 100. If we cancel this out, we'd be getting, just a second, around 4.9%. If you can see, this is a negative, Nana, because in 2007 we had 65,200 people. Now it got decreased, right? This should be minus or negative 4.9% has been decreased. That's the population growth or degrowth in a relative change. Now coming to concept of percentage change with successive change. This is the concept, right? This concept of successive percentage change deals with two or more percentages changes applied to quantity at the same time. Let me tell you, now you have 100 rupees, Nana, right? You are giving it at a discount of 20% to the next person. Then he got 80 rupees, right? 100 rupees, 20%. See, 20% is nothing but 0.8 of 100, right? We'd be getting 80%, 80 rupees. Now, if he again gives it to 20% discount, he'd be getting 16, right? So, this is successive change. We can do this. So, the final change basically is not the simple sum of the percentages. If you add both this 20, 20, if you think 40, which would be 60, he won't be receiving 60, Nana. It is this change, 20% of the earlier decreased 20%, which is 80. Got it? Right. Now, let's solve a question. A businessman provided a successive discount of 10%, 20% and 10%. Find the percentage of the original cost price he will recover. Let us assume, see, one thing in percentages is, if he did not give the price or any real numbers, you can consider that as 100 or 100x, 100 rupees or 100x. Let me take 100 rupees here. Got it? First I took 100 rupees. He gave me a discount of 10%. After 10% discount, I'd be getting 90 rupees. How? 10 by 100 of 100. is equals to 10, right? So the price was 100, discount is 10. I'd be getting 100 minus 10, which is 90. Now, after getting 10% discount, I again got a 20% discount. Now, 20% of not 100, 20% of 90, right? I'd be getting 90 into 20 upon 100. 0, 0, 5. I'd be getting 72. It would be 18, right? Right, 80, 72. Now, after 20%, I again got a 10% discount. After this, I have still gotten a 10%, which is nothing but 7.2. So, 62 minus 7.2, right? Which would be 64.8. See, successively, I got 10%, I got 20%, and finally I got 10%. So, the final my value would be 64.8. Find the percentage of the original cost price he will recover. He's just asking me the percentage change. I can subtract original minus the final value I have and divide it upon the original value and multiply it by 100. 100 minus 64.8 upon 100 into 100. Right? 100 cancel. This should be 37.5. Let me check. 0.2. Okay. Yeah, 35.2. Understood? The first discount he got on 10%, which became 90, and then he got 20%, which he became 72, and finally he received again a 10% discount of 7.2 rupees. So the percentage change would be original minus final upon original. Got it? Right. Let's proceed. Now, percentage change, we will study about product change, right? If you have two variables, assume two variables. Now, if you are changing their proportion, let us assume 2 into 3, right? If you are increasing this by 50%, if you are increasing this by 100%, 50 would be 3, right? 100 plus 3, 9, 6, we'd be getting. See, he is taking the percentage change in the product of two variables, say x and y, where each variable undergo its own percentage change. It is going percentage 50, it is going 100. The overall percentage change in their product is not simply the sum of the individual percentage changes. So this change 3 into 6 is not equals to 150%. That is what he is saying. In this case, we have a formula. This is the formula where A is one percentage change, B is the second percentage change, and AB is the product of the percentage change divided upon 100. If you multiply this, if you solve this, you would be getting successive or loss percentage. Right? This is the required percentage change. And where it is used, we will talk. It is used in consecutive price increase or decrease. If you see prices increase or decreasing, this can be applied. And changes in dimensions of geometry figures, like if length and breadth are varied, area is varied, right? Something like that, leading to a change in its area. Population growth or decline over 2 periods. This is a simple thing, over 2 time periods. If you are comparing the population growth or decline, you can use this formula to find the final increase or decline of the population growth or decline. Now, let's solve a question. A household's expenditure on a commodity of a month is considered, right? In a month, the commodity expenditure is considered. The price of commodity decreased by 20%. The price of commodity decreased by 20% and its consumption increased by 20%. Consumption is increased by 20%. The net percentage change, increase or decrease in the household's expenditure. The net percentage increase or decrease in the household expenditure is to be determined. So what do you understand by this question? The commodity is getting decreased by 20%, but the consumption is increased by 20%. Now they are asking us to find the final increase or decrease in household's expenditure. Let us apply the formula we learnt, which is A plus B plus AB upon 100. This is what we have learned. Now, let us take A, let us take B. A. What is A? First thing is, it is getting decreased by 20%. That should be negative, right? Decreased by 20%. That would be minus of 20%. Now, second, and its consumption is increased by 20%. B is equals to positive 20%. Now, let us find the relative change, which should be 20 plus, okay, minus 20 plus 20 plus 20 into minus 20 upon 100. So, this should be cancelling out, cancel. This would be coming up to minus 4%. Got it, Nana? The formula A plus B plus AB by 100. Using this, we found out the net percentage decrease. So, that it is getting decreased. How much? By 4%. Great. Let us check. Percentage change inverse proportion. We are studying inverse proportion. How can we do this? Now, a change in one variable leads to a change in the other, but in the opposite direction, so that the product remains constant. Let me give you an example, right? What is expenditure? Expenditure is nothing but quantity into price, right? If you are taking a quantity into price. Now, if the quantity is increased, right? The quantity is increased. You are taking more quantity, but you want to keep your expenditure constant. Same expenditure. How can you do this? By reducing the price, right? Or reverse, Nana, if the price is increased and you want to keep the same expenditure, you will reduce the quantity, right? If the prices are increased and you want to spend the same amount that you used to spend, you will reduce your consumption. Consumption is reduced. So, this is what inverse proportion of percentage change mean, right? Let us check. This concept is often used where the product of two quantities is constant. Product of two quantities is constants like expenditure and etc. Like the total cost or expenditure remaining the same when price and quantity change. This is what we have learnt, right? We have expenditure quantity into price. If one is getting decreased, this is getting increased, and we want the same expenditure. Come on. Now, if A's salary is 30% more than B's salary, then by what percentage is B's salary less than that of A's, right? A's salary is 30% more than B's. See, there is no value or B's salary mentioned. If B's salary was mentioned like 10,000 rupees, what would be 30%? 13,000 rupees he'd be getting. Sorry, 30%. Yeah, 13,000 rupees he'd be getting. But no salary is mentioned. We can take 100 rupees. Let us assume B's salary is 100 rupees. 100. Now, what is A's salary? Is 30% more than B's salary. What is A? It's 30%. 100 plus 30% of B's salary, which is 130, right? Okay. Yeah. Then, by what percentage change is B's salary less than that of A's? What did he ask? What is the percentage difference that B's salary is less than that of A? By how much percentage is B less than that of A? So, B's salary is 130. The difference, less than means difference, right? 100 minus 130 into 100. Right? This should be minus 30 upon 130 into 100. If we cancel this out, this would be 300 upon 13. This should be, just a second, 23.1%. Right? If you understood this, we have assumed B's salary as 100 rupees because there is no mentioning of the B's salary, and A's salary is nothing but 30% more than B's, which is 100 plus 30% of B, that is 130 rupees. Then by what percentage is B's salary less than that of A's? So we are dividing the salary of B to A divided upon the salary of A, because he is asking to compare it with salary of A, and we are multiplying it by 100. We are getting minus 30 upon 130 into 100. Final answer would be 23.1%. Right? This is how much B's salary is less than A's. Right? If A's salary is 20% less than B, if A's salary is 20% less than B's, then by what percentage is B's salary more than that of A? We can again assume 100 now. Since there is no mentioning, A's salary is 20% less than B, right? So B's salary is equals to 100 rupees. A's salary is 20%, which is nothing but A is equals to 100 minus 20 by 100. 20% of A is 20% less than B. B is 100. So this should be 20. 100 minus 20 is 80. Got it? Now, by what percentage is B's salary more than that of A? He's just asking us the difference. We can subtract the salaries of A and B divided upon A into 100. Right? We'd be getting 100 minus 80 upon 80 into 100. So that should be 20 upon 80 into 100. This should be 24, 10, 25%. So it's 25% more than that of B salary. So we have considered the same manner in this case also. A salary is 20% less than B salary. B salary be 100 rupees. A salary would be 80 rupees. Percentage change he has asked. We subtracted 100 minus 80 upon 80 because he's asking us to compare it with A divided by 80 into 100. We are getting 25%. Right? Now, this is the final thing, Nana. Percentage change or ratio change. This is the final thing. Ratio change. What is ratio? 2 by 3, 1 by, everything is a ratio, right? How do you find the change or percentage change? It's nothing, Nana. Calculate the difference between the two ratio values, divide that difference by the initial ratio and then multiply it by 100. Let us say 1 by 2 is getting into 2 by 1, right? How can you calculate this? Subtract initial minus later one divided upon the original value and multiply it by 100 to get the percentage change. Great. Let us solve one sum. Find the percentage change from 2 by 5 to 2 by 3. So 2 by 5 minus 2 by 3 upon 2 by 5 into 100. Right? You can take it in the reverse order also. Since it's asking from 2 by 3, let us take in the reverse order. That should be 15, 2, 5, 10, 6 upon 2 by 5 into 100. This should be 4 upon 15 into 5 by 2 into 100. This should be 3, 2, right? Should be 200 upon 3. Just a second. .66%. 1 by 3 is basically 33.33%, Nana. So double it would be 66.33%. Right. Now, this is an easier thing to remember. If you are given two fractions and if you want to find which one is larger, you can use this 4 conditions. Right? What is the first condition? If the numerator is increasing, let us take an example. 5 or 5 by 5 and 6. Here I would be taking 6 and 5. numerator is increasing, denominator is decreasing, right? It is increasing, it is decreasing. In this case, the larger one would be the second ratio. This is the larger ratio, right? Now, in the second case, the numerator is decreasing and denominator is increasing. You can take the opposite of it. Numerator is decreasing, denominator is increasing. In this case, the first ratio is larger. The first ratio is larger. Got it? Now, if both are increasing and both are decreasing, you have to find the change in the denominator and the change in the numerator and come to a conclusion, Nana. So the main things are to, if the numerator is increasing and the denominator is decreasing, the larger one would be second ratio. Second ratio would be the larger one. And in the second case where numerators are decreasing, see 6 to 5 and denominators are increasing 5 and 6, the first ratio is larger one, right? Now let's solve a question. The cost of manufacturing an article is made up of 4 components A, B, C and D. These 4 combinedly make up a component, right? Which are used in the ratio 3:4:5:6 respectively. They are used in some ratio 3, 4, 5, 6. If the price of these components changes as plus 10%, minus 20%, minus 30%, plus 40% respectively, what would be the percentage change? Let us write 3:4:5:6. The total would be 8, 10, 18. Let us multiply it to an easier calculation, right? 30 plus 40, 50 and 60, 180, right? Now, let us write it again. Now, let us check. First one is getting increased by 10%. Second one is getting decreased by 20%. Third one is getting decreased by 30%. Fourth one is getting increased by 40%. Now, how do you calculate this? 10% of 3, right? That should be 10% of 10 by 100 of 3. It's nothing 30, right? 30, which should be 3. So this will be 30 plus 3, 33. Now 40, it's getting decreased by 20%. 20 by 100 of 40. Zero, 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 zero. That is 8. So 40 minus 8, 32. 50 is getting decreased in 30%. 30 upon 100 into 50, which is 15, right? 35. Finally, this is getting increased by 40%. This will be 60 plus 24, which is 84. Now, if you add it, that should be 84, 33, 32, and 35. 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 5, 14, 9, 3, 12, 12, 6, 18. You're getting 184, right? First we had 180 and then it is getting increased up to 184. What did he ask? He asked us what would be the percentage change in the cost of the article. Percentage change, you have to subtract 184, this is the difference, upon the initial, which was 180 into 100, which is 4 upon 180 into 100. 9, 100 upon 9, which would be around 2.22%. I guess this is the answer. Right. Right. So the question is saying an article, it is made of 4 components in the ratio 3:4:5:6. Respectively, the price of these components is changed by adding 10%, negative 20%, decreasing 30%, and addition of 40%. Respectively, what will be the percentage change? We have assumed this as 30:40:50:60 is equals to 180. Now, we have added the percentage changes, adding 10%, removing 20%, removing 30%, and adding 40%. The total would be 184. Previously, it was 180. The percentage change would be 184 minus 180 upon 180, which was the original. Right? So the difference is 4 upon 180 into 100, which is 2.22%. Right? Now, this question, in a mixture of 80 liters of liquid and water, let me take a mixture. This is a tank, 80 liters. This is 80 liters. Right? 25% of the mixture is liquid. 25% of it is made up of liquid and water. Liquid and water. 25% of the mixture is liquid. So 25 by 100 into 80. This should be 20 liters. So in this 80 liters, we have 20 liters of liquid, right? So 60 liters would be water. Now, how much water should be added through the mixture so that a liquid becomes 20%? Okay, let me add in this 80, I will add X amount of water. X amount of water, I'm increasing the concentration of water. So percentage of liquid would be getting decreased. How much would I want the liquid, liquid to be? I want the liquid to become 20%, right? So I want this 20 liters, which is now 25%, to become 20%. The liquid amount is same. We are not adding any liquid. We are just adding water. So we can write that what is asking 20%, right? This is, so this should be 20 is equals to how much percent this should be? This should be 20%. So 20 upon 100 into 80 plus X. Right? Got this? Okay. So if we solve this, we'll be getting 0, 0, 5. This should be 100 is equals to 80 plus X. So this much amount of water, X is water, right? X is equals to 100 minus 80, which is 20 liters. So if I add 20 liters of water in 80 liters of pre-existing, mixture, then the percentage of liquid would become 20%, right? Okay. Hope you all understood today's class. And we are launching a SISYA Elite batch for grades 8, 9, 10th, 11th and 12th, a craft completely crafted by the IITians themselves, right? So let me tell you why early start is an important thing. This exam, every year around 13 lakh, 14 lakh people appear. Out of those, nearly 2.5 lakh move to the advanced level. So starting early would give you better time to build up your foundation, which is extremely important in solving these types of conceptual problems. And this would give you better time to manage also. And with this time, by giving more mocks and learning more concepts, you would develop a better critical thinking ability. And you could also feel the real competition. Now you'll be asking, who would be teaching us? We believe the people who have cracked this examination are the best teachers to explain you. They can share their experiences, give you motivation, tricks, tips, because they themselves have cleared the examination, right? So coming to syllabus, we are targeting upon 11th and 12th JEE syllabus. Starting from the basic, we'll move to advanced level sums, and where it is coming live on our SISYA class app, not on YouTube, Nana. And you would be able to access number of quizzes where you will be getting live ranking to compare yourself with your peers, and continuous progress tracking would be provided to you to monitor your journey. And coming to doubt resolution, we have a 24/7 AI doubt help where you could ask your doubt in the form of a message, image, anything, right? And we will be providing you with 1:1 mentor sessions if you want to more clarity or conceptual clarity of problem solving. And you could always contact your master teacher if you have more doubts. You can contact them anywhere between 10 a.m. to evening 9 p.m. And finally, we'll be providing you with a AI plus mentor collab, right? Now, after your doubts are clear, coming to the practice part, we will be providing you with daily practice problems, discuss study material, and daily worksheets, Nana. And coming to testing the knowledge that you have. For that, it's an important part, and it is the most important part. We'll be conducting bi-weekly test, mock test, and test series to see where you stand on, right? And coming to the prices, we have 8th, 9th, and 10th for 39,999, 44,999, and 49,999. And coming to multi-class package, we have 8th, 9th, and 10th for 89,999, 9th and 10th for 65,999, and this is over, Nana, 10th, 11th, and 12th for 2 lakh rupees. We do not have any seats left, and we have around 20 seats remaining, I guess, of the remaining batches also. Now, until this JEE series is live in YouTube, you have a special discount where you'll be getting 8th, 9th, and 10th for 14,999, 15,999, and 16,999. The multi-class packages would be 8th, 9th, and 10th for 39,999, 9th and 10th for 30,999. Hope you enjoyed the class. Please hurry up and book your seats if you want to study in the SISYA Elite batch, right? Please download the app using scanning this QR code. You can find the same in App Store and Google Play Store, right? Hope you like the session. Please share and subscribe. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much.